welcome to the Dynamic Dual Love Zone. It is a pleasure for us to be able to serve you. We today are going to talk about the song Close to You by BB and CeCe Winans. So BB and CeCe Winans released the song in 2009. And one of the wonderful things about this song as it relates to the closeness of God, which is very important, but also we can relate it to the relationship itself. You know, scripture says a three-strand cord is not easily broken. A three-strand cord is not easily broken. And so not only the closeness between a husband and wife, but the closeness that you have with God is very, very important. So when you have all three of those elements, God as a center, your husband and wife as close, then there's nothing that can come against you. And we give God all the glory for that. So let's listen and let's break down the song as it relates to your closeness to God as a couple and your closeness to each other as in the relationship as a husband and wife.
All right. All right. So, I appreciate how this song kicks off. He says, sunshine, moonlight, the light, just a couple words describing who you are. So my question to you right off the bat is, what positive, and I do mean positive, words describe your spouse? Because it's important that we do understand that our spouse has good qualities and bad qualities. And sometimes we do allow those negative qualities to really cloud our judgment, to really be the things that we speak on, that we pay most attention to. And we kind of lose track on all the positive things that our spouse has and what they bring to the relationship.
Right. So I like when she said patience and strong, because those qualities, basically determines how I view my spouse. And if I see them, like Dee was saying, in a positive light, that means I want to be close to them. And if you don't see your spouse in a positive light, because sometimes we do get caught up on the negativity, you still should be able to confess those words, because death and life are in the power of the tongue. So even if I don't feel that he's strong or he's patient or she is sweet, well, I need to still say it. You know what? I still need to say it, because I am bringing life into those words. So it is a great thing to see your spouse in a positive way, but it's also a wonderful thing to start making positive confessions that can turn the dynamics in the relationship.
Most definitely. So then she said, he wants everyone to know why he's in love with his wife. And man, that is so important in every relationship. How do your communication, how do your words, how do your behaviors really express the love that you have for your spouse? And can others see it? Can others see it? Do people know when they see you out interacting that, man, there's a love there, there's a bond, there's a closeness?
You're talking about other people, but what about your children? What type of influence are you exposing your children to? Do they see the love? Do they see that they can use positive words to describe your marriage? That's so important because they're, after all, learning from you. And what they learn usually comes out in the relationship that they have with their significant other.
Most definitely. What they say, a daughter is going to marry someone like their dad, and a son probably will marry someone like their mother. So, are you marriage material for your child? All right, you want to keep going?
Yep.
You say.
Okay. So, what really jumped out to me, she started off talking about honest and sweet, and that's a place that I want to be. So what that talks to me about is, openness, transparency in a relationship, and how important that is as a building block for our friendship, a building block for our communication.
Mm-hmm. That's very important. And also, they talked about heaven is where I want to be when I am with you. And so it is important to be able to have that closeness and that connection where you can truly feel that there's something special about your relationship. There's something special about your relationship with God. And I have to tell you, for the couples who feel like, man, you know what? You talk about heaven on earth. I don't know if I feel that way. Right now, I feel like it's HELL hockey sticks, especially when it comes to circumstances, when it comes to my spouse, because I do not like them right now. But here's a good thing. This is a good thing. It does not have to be that way. There can be a turnabout. It can change to heaven on earth. There's some things that you have to do, and we look forward to sharing with you what those things are. But the step that you can start taking is you can start seeing them in a more favorable light. Because after all, I know probably didn't start out that way too.
Oh yeah. And then she says, no matter what I face, you are there to see me through. What is that talking about? Adversity. Every relationship has its ups and downs. Every relationship is faced with stressors. Stressors inside the marriage, outside the marriage. But how beautiful it is when we can face those storms of life together. We're there for each other, reassuring each other, supporting each other, and encouraging each other through those things.
Yes, it makes us stronger as a couple. And it really gives us an opportunity to grow as a couple. We won't ever know where we are if we don't go through conflict. We have to go through conflict, unfortunately, but conflict makes us stronger. So it is wonderful to know that through adversity and all, you can be an overcomer.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's finish up. just wanna be close to you. Just thinking about this song just overall, and just thinking about how it's talking about that closeness, that bond that we have not only with God through salvation, but also in each other through marriage and through facing challenges together. And earlier in the song, he talked about follow me. And as a husband, that's important that I have a wife that is willing to follow, and I have a responsibility as the leader of my home to give them something that they can follow, that they can be secure in following, and that's not only through decision making, that's through understanding purpose, all of those things that come into play when we're talking about leading our family.
Mm-hmm. And here's another nugget. I just want to be close to you as it relates to relationship and as it relates to God. We hear a lot of couples when we ask them about prayer and their closeness to their relationship as it relates to God. And we hear them say, oh yeah, I have a really great close relationship with God. I pray to him, I read the word, I go and praise and worship. But then when we ask about, that's wonderful, so what do you do as a unit? Do you guys do it together? We hear
crickets.
Yes, we hear crickets. And again, remember the relationship goal is closeness, and the scripture that we use is a 3-strand cord is not easily broken. Just imagine if you, as a husband and wife, as a unit, are praying together, worshiping together, reading the word together, raising holy hands and honoring him together. What beautiful sound does that make when it comes to creating a solid marriage? It's a sound to God's ears. He loves that because now we're on one accord and we are allowing him to be our source.
Yeah. And it's something, because when we talk about intimacy and we talk about that closeness, that bond that we have, you want to think of it emotionally, being able to be open and transparent with our feelings with each other, spiritually, connecting through similar religious beliefs and devotions and prayer and different things like that, but also physically as well. So all of those things really help create that closeness, being close to each other, being one with each other.
So it was a pleasure to be able to serve you in the dynamic duo Love Zone. If this is a blessing to you, share it. You can also continue to follow us. If you have a song that you want us to break down and interpret, put it in the comments. You can follow us on our Facebook page, Dynamic Marriage St. Louis. Also on our website, which is www.cpfsstl. We do have a counseling agency, Christian Psychological and Family Services, where we love to be able to be impactful to the community. We provide counseling. And also we have a YouTube channel. Subscribe to us, start watching us, and that is the Dynamic Dual Marriage Doctor. So there's a lot of ways to follow us, and we want to continue to be a blessing to you. So thank you. Thank you.
We will see you soon.
See you soon.